it's Don here from the board. Thank you for coming along and checking out another one of our videos. So, I got a package in the mail today, and I was actually really excited to get this package, but it was a little bit unfortunate that it arrived one day too late postal-wise to actually make the meetup on the weekend. Now it's Monday, and if it had managed to make it one day earlier on Friday last week, then I would have actually been able to have these for the meetup, but nevertheless, it's fantastic to get these, and I will be sending these out to the people who won them. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this box that came today, which is courtesy of Binge from Hungerworks Studios. Now, I already know that there should be some Switch Doctors in here, which were raffled off as part of the meetup, but looking at the box, it also says that there is a sticker pack in there as well. So I'll have a look and see when we open this what is actually contained there, and if possible, I'll divvy it up to the 4 who were lucky enough, well, 3 actually, because one very lucky person managed to get 2 out of the 4. And we'll see how we go with that. If it's not possible for it to be divvied up in an even, fair fashion, then perhaps we'll have them as part of another giveaway or something like that for the board channel here. So let's get cracking into it, because obviously the little one here is keen and tapping on the box. He's been trying to grab it and take it off the table. So make sure you keep your hands away from the knife. Let's see, one edge cut on that. A couple more edges on that. Is that enough to get the opening? How did he tape this? Very well, I would say. Okay. Let's cut some more edges of tape. Well, at least we know that the box definitely was very secure on its way here. Now, of course, for those who are quite new to the community, who don't know what we're talking about, Binge of Binge Caps, which became Hungerworks Studios, is an artisan maker, one of the very established, very well known, and highly sought after artisan makers in the community because they produce amazing keycaps. And recently they started doing something a little bit different, which was the 4x4 sale, which I think they're still going to be making caps for quite a while, where people actually had an opportunity to nominate the color scheme that they were interested in, and it was up to Hungerworks Studios' creativity and flair to use those color combinations requested to make keycaps for the person who bought them. So we have a look inside, and there is a custom print on the inside of the box, which is really cool. I love the fact that Hungerworks Studios puts a lot of effort into their packaging, because everyone's seen how they print and stamp on their bubble mailers and things like that, and of course the box is no different. So let's take away our splash screen here onto our my little platform that I have with the text to try and keep things in focus. There's a lot of bubble wrap, which is fantastic to see, of course. You want some bubble wrap? You can play with that and not get yourself into trouble. Actually, I'm just going to move this for the moment. Let's see if I can put it somewhere. Thank you, my dear. And there we go. So we can see there's the bubble wrap, and we've got the keycaps individually bubble wrapped. Wow, that's a lot of effort. Thank you very much, Binge. Really appreciate the art. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and we got a bunch of really cool stickers. So tiger with a bit of blue, well, teal and purple. So we've got a couple of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got some 4 sloths. Sloths? Otters? Sloths. I think they look like sloths. What do you think? Are they sloths?
Probably.
They look like sloths. They got sloth claws. So that's pretty nifty. And then on the bottom here, we've got a cat doing a bit of cat foo by the looks of it. That's pretty cute. It's pretty nifty. And there's a couple of those in here as well. So I think that's, yeah. So just some cat stickers. Now, I'm not actually sure who draws these, whether it's purely Binge or maybe his wife, because I know that his wife helps him a lot as well in the things that they do at Hungerwork Studios. But regardless, fantastic pieces of art, and thank you very much for sending along these stickers with the caps. So let's see if I can carefully open these, and then we can have a nice closer look for those who haven't seen a Switch Doctor in person. Gonna nab my platform back. Alrighty, let's get that position and hope the camera is gonna zip back into focus. Excellent. Shift the microphone and let's peel one away. So of course, with every one of these caps is the signature Hungerwork Studio photo ID. We can see that there. So there's a bit of photo ID, and then paired that with some photos of Binge's lovely dogs there. And on the back, of course, is a ID card which says that it's been entered into the database. So I'm not going to bother flashing the back, but the colorway says it's the Obsidian Current C. For this one, you're not allowed to touch that, okay? It's somebody else's, all right? You like that? Well, she definitely wants to touch it, but going for it. Doesn't scare her at all. It's not a scary Switch Doctor. And there is the first one. It's quite nice. The level of, well, the lighting's not terribly great, unfortunately. We've got a blue tone on top of a black, sort of dark brownish face with an amber base, which is really nifty. I suppose with the particular colorway, the contrast on the facial features is a little bit hard to see, at least on the camera, but up close and in person, it's got some nice details with the brow ridges. Around the eyes is also really great. The eyelids, which you can see on this. So the black around the eye ridges, you're not really going to be able to see very well on the camera, but there's, it's not too bad there. You've got some sort of ear features there as well as it goes towards the back to the base of the cap. So, and it goes all the way around. You've got sort of tribal markings up the top there. On the other side, you've naturally got the other ear. And then on the bottom, very strong chin, of course, being a sort of gorilla-ish like face. And on the inside, let's see what we can see. So we've got some sprue marks that can still be seen, at least. Reflection's not really showing it, but there is some sprue marks on the middle of those, and you can actually see the curvature of that line, which means it was casted using the synth version 2, which is fantastic to see. But it feels very smooth, and the stem looks fantastic. Now, of course, I have confidence that these should be a really great stem fit, and with all of Binge's products, there's been no complaints. So what I'm doing is just taking the cap off my little PCB from the Sydney Meetup, the Amtra one, and let's give it a fit test. I would say that it's a smooth fit. It's not too tight. It's definitely not very loose, but it didn't have a lot of resistance to it. I'm just giving it a bit of a sort of light pull there, and it's not really coming off terribly easy, but it does slide reasonably easy on that MX green. It's a Gator green, so let's see how the flick test does, and hopefully it doesn't go flying. So the flick test, it does actually rise up off the stem. So I'm just going to depress that all the way down. You're going to have to balance yourself on my lap, my dear. So there's seated fully, and the flick test. So you'll see it is actually coming off the stem, but it's not flying completely off the stem. Am I disappointed by it? Not really. Normally, most people probably wouldn't be flicking their switches anyway, and at least in the vertical horizon, it's not going to go flying because as you see, oh, there it did. All right, so it did come off. But it took quite a lot of effort in that I did it a lot. Is that going to improve over time? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how old these actually are in terms of casting, and with Hungerworks Studios resins that they use, if they're going to shrink over time and get a bit tighter, but maybe they will. So that's one of them. Now I don't actually want to mix them up too much because even though they've got the actual pictures on the cards, they might have some slight variation between each other, and I would hate to have the photo cards and the actual caps too badly mixed up. So let's see how they look in terms of consistency. It's pretty close. It's pretty close, but you can kind of see on the sort of chin area, the actual brown sections are slightly different to each other. Which means, of course, you've got the variation, and that's part of an artisan product. Being able to replicate it 100% is actually not really what you're after, because every keycap is going to be unique, and of course, the card that goes with it is a different picture. So there's the card for the one on the left, and then there's the card for the one on the right. And so they are different pictures, which means he's not recycling them because he's actually taking pictures for each individual card, for each individual cap, which is fantastic. But I suppose for fairness and completeness, we might as well check the fit on this one as well. And okay, so this one feels a lot more snug, and yeah, it's definitely not going anywhere. You can see and hear the effort that I'm going to actually flick these. So maybe that's just oh, and this one definitely is a lot more snug in coming off as well. So that first one that I tested might be just a little bit of an anomaly. I'll have a chat with Binge as well, just to see what he thinks and feels about it. Personally, it's an artisan. It's a very generously donated artisan, so I wouldn't be terribly concerned about it because I don't go around flicking my keycaps, but some others maybe, I don't know. But to be honest, if you really want to complain about it, it's not really in the spirit of the community, is it? Especially because, well, for the price of a raffle ticket, you're still getting an amazing prize. Now, here's number 3. I'm not going to put it up there just because I don't want to start getting them confused. But let's just check the fit for number 3. So number 3 actually feels like it's kind of in between the first and second. And it does creep up the stem as well. So, careful not to headbutt the table, my dear. I'm going to put that one down there so you can see that one. And then let's check out number 4. Now they're all in the same colorway, which is the Obsidian Current C, and there is number 4. And finally onto the fitment. Okay, so this one's actually snug as well, like number 2. And it seems to come up without sliding up the stem. So we've got 2 reasonably good fits, and we've got 2 that, well, one's a little bit looser than the other, but at the same time, it's not so loose that on one flick it goes flying like some of the other caps that I have actually done the flick test on before. All right, now I'm just going to make sure these go back in to their respective wraps so they're not going to get mixed up. That pretty much wraps up the quick look at our Switch Doctors. Very, very nifty. I'm very jealous, of course, to those who won them. I hope they really like it when they get them, and well, I also hope that they're not going to be too vocal in anything that they say on the negative, at least, because I would be a little bit disappointed if they did. Yeah, so thank you again to Binge. Thank you very, very much to Hungerworks Studios for providing these for the meetup. I really appreciate it. Sending them over as well. And the fact that they nearly made it for the meetup in time is excellent. Those stickers, absolutely amazing. Of course, you can head over to Hungerworks Studios website and check out some of the other artworks that they've done. I know that they do jumpers, they do t-shirts. I think they might have also done like cushion covers and things like that in the past. And yeah, I look forward to seeing many, many, many more really cool artworks from Hungerworks Studios in the future to come. So that's a wrap for this. That's a wrap for today. And that's a wrap for you too. You need a nap, don't you? So just a reminder, of course, we're still doing our 600 subscriber giveaway, which ends this weekend. I'll have the link below to the Gleam.io where the actual draw is being done and held by. Oh, look at the size of that yawn. You need that nap. And yeah, we're actually halfway to the next giveaway. We're at 651 subscribers. So it'd be really great, of course, to be able to hit 700 sort of, relatively soonish. And then we'll have another giveaway of one of the Movember caps as well. Putting your foot up on the table. That's not very nice, is it? Oh, look. She's waving because she knows it's goodbye time, isn't it? Gonna say bye? Can I say bye? No. Always gets caught out by that, huh? Well, thanks, of course, for coming along, checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed seeing these Switch Doctors. And maybe you'll be able to get your hands on one yourself someday as well. So, until next time, happy clacking.